the other day I was looking around for some additional modifications for our 3.0 liter twin turbocharged Raptor. Now we just did the downpipes and we just did the intercooler from CPE, but I wanted something to make a little bit more noise. And I came across this. Now, although that blow-off valve spacer seemed like a really good product, it's a simple product that just vents to atmosphere. So I wanted to know if there was anything that's a little bit better priced, and I came across this. So after a couple days later, a sketchy package arrived, and I think this is gonna be our blow-off valve adapter. Now, if this $14 blow-off valve spacer does the exact same thing the other one does for $68, this will be the absolute best modification that you can get for any EcoBoost motor. So let's open it up, install it, and see if it works. Now you guys know I'm a sucker for a great deal. So whenever I saw this one for $14, I knew I had to test it out. Now, like I say, some strange packaging to say the least, but it did say on the listing that these are CNC machines, and it said that it fits the Bronco Raptor specifically. It fits pretty much a lot of the common size EcoBoost motors. It's got a little four-wheeler on the package. You can hear some stuff in there. We've got the adapter itself. Then we've got the different hardware. So what is nice to see here is they gave you both different styles of bolts. Some of them require like more of a screw, and some of them require a traditional bolt. The packaging really is not that bad. This freaked me out a little bit, but oh gosh. It does have a real O-ring that goes all the way around it. That's kind of secure in there, not super secure. And then an O-ring right here. Then you can tell it's got our vents right there. Now, essentially, this is just a spacer. We'll bolt this in, and then our blow-off valve is going to go on top of it. But let's go ahead and install it and see how it sounds. Now, for our factory blow-off valve, it's just right here. I believe these are E6 bolts that are on here. But I want to let you guys hear it before we change it out. So as you can tell, no turbo noises from this. So let's go ahead and take these off, put the new one on, and see what it sounds like. I didn't have any E-torch sockets, so I'm just using a 4mm, and it works just fine. These aren't on there tight, so you're not gonna have to worry about stripping it or anything. Now that we've got those off, we should be able to pull this thing right off here. Now we'll line up our new spacer. Line up our factory one. So then we'll just use our supplied hardware. Then we use a 5mm Allen key and tighten it up. And now we've got it done. So let's go ahead and start it up and see what it sounds like. Well, you can certainly hear the difference there. It's pretty loud, but you have to rev it up pretty high and let off throttle to be able to hear it. So let's see when we'll be able to hear it driving it down the road. But before we dive too deep into today's video, I've got to introduce you to today's video sponsor, GetPair. Now with GetPair, they offer tons of awesome products for our vehicles, but today we're going to be testing out their wireless CarPlay adapter. Now, unlike most CarPlay adapters that are big, bulky, and take up so much space, this one is super small. So this is literally all that you'll need. And if you need a USB-C adapter, which I have not seen before, you just plug it in just like that. So this is the absolute perfect solution no matter what style charger your car has. They got you covered, and for the price, it's absolutely unreal. But let's plug it in and see how it works. Now keep in mind, this is made for vehicles that have Android Auto, Apple CarPlay capabilities, but don't have wireless capabilities. Now for the Camaro, one of the biggest problems I've had is my USB ports are right here, but with this, it plugs right in and we've got plenty of space. Now all I have to do is connect my Bluetooth to that device. Now that we've got it connected, as you can tell here, it's got everything popped up. So we've got Android Auto, Apple CarPlay on this screen. And let me tell you guys, this Camaro is super sensitive to these CarPlay boxes, and it does not work for just any of them. So for this little tiny module to work for it is absolutely insane. Now that we've got that, we've got the ability to go through all of our different music. We can use Google Maps for anywhere we want to go, which is so nice and helpful. Aside from that, we've got all the other access that we do on Apple CarPlay. So now I've got my Onyx off-road maps on here, which is super helpful because we've been taking this lifted Camaro off-road. So I'm super impressed with the Get Pair wireless CarPlay adapter, not only for its functionality, but for its size. Well, if you're interested in getting a Get Pair wireless CarPlay adapter, check them out down in the link in the description below. A huge thank you to Get Pair for sponsoring today's video. So I've got it in my R mode, sport mode, and everything like that. Sounds pretty good. I'll roll up the windows. You can definitely hear it. It's not super loud, it's not overbearing. It's not enough to even be annoying. But it's loud enough to hear it. You can even hear it on downshifts. That's kind of cool. Well, it's safe to say that that little adapter made a massive difference. And the best part about all of it, I did not get any check engine lights or anything like that. It all seems to work exactly as it should. It seemed like I was getting all the noise through this vent right here, which I know is not true. It's coming from that upper corner right there, so it's hard to pin it down, but it sounded like the air was coming through these two vents, which was super weird. I think I'm going to take it down for another drive, put a little bit more miles on it just to see if I do run into any issues before I recommend this product to you guys. But down in the description, I am going to link both products. I'll give you a link to the one that is way more expensive and probably has a little bit more history with it. Then I'll also leave you the link to this one right here, so you can be like me and go the cheap route. Because if it does the same thing, it's still CNC machined, why in the world would you not? So it seems like you really need to be up to 2,500 to be able to hear that whenever you let off. Sounds pretty good. Now let's see what it sounds like when we brake boost. Well, after a few more miles testing this thing out, I think it is safe to say that for $14, this thing is too good of a deal to pass up. Now, whenever you compare it to the real one that's $68 or so, I think that it's really an unmatched deal. $14 for a CNC machined adapter, that's a great price. I don't know how they can even sell that and make money. But really and truly, it does work. It doesn't give us any codes, but it does give us some extra turbo noises. So just venting to air like that is not going to cause any issues. It's actually better to get that hot air out of circulation. So all in all, I think this is a net positive, and for $14, you can't afford not to have it. If you guys haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you want to see next. But until then, Godspeed.